Bobby says, people try to fence you in. That's what school is about. That's what jobs are about. That's the whole process of the world. Every year you live, they take away more freedom. I knew it was going to be that kind of house. I knew it. I knew the trees would be groomed and cut nicely, and the lawn would be tidy, and the bushes wouldn't be crazy or anything. It looked like a hobbit house. White and black shutters, a roof that had different dormers and things. It was like a this old house kind of house. "We're here," Cindy said. I waited in the car while Cindy climbed out. She bent down to see me through the windshield, her face all filled with phony concern. Was I coming out? What was going on? I could have laughed again. Then she did her butchy waddle up to the front steps. She knocked on the door, but kept turning back to make sure I hadn't run away again. That's what's so stupid about social work people. They think you have no brains at all, that you'll run away like a complete idiot. I wanted to tell her I wouldn't run away until I had it all lined up, until I had heard from Bobby. I wanted to tell her she wouldn't know I was gone until I was. The door opened, the house door, and a tall woman with gray hair let Cindy inside. The woman stood for a second in the doorway. She looked like an old hippie woman, one of those VW burnouts who used to follow the dead. My mom was a little like that, so I knew the type. Then Cindy went inside, and the gray-haired woman came out. She wore jeans and a black sweater and a down vest. Birkenstocks. I almost started to laugh again. I mean, how perfect. She was the kind of woman who was probably into social causes and political action. She had a big walk, purposeful and straight. She probably prided herself on her posture. She came and stood next to my door. I lifted my elbow up and clicked the door lock down. "Yank you very much," I said. Then the woman did a strange thing. For a second, I knew she was trying to figure things out. Here was this girl she hadn't even met, locked in a car. The car sat in her driveway. Most people, most adults anyway, would have tried to open the door, or they would have pointed at me and made a "roll down the window" sign. Or they would have spoken with a big, loud mouth. "Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah." But the woman didn't do that. She sized things up. Then very carefully, she wrote something in the window frost. She was smart about that too, because she leaned over and wrote it on the back window first. I didn't turn around. Then she came around and wrote on the driver's side, then on the windshield, then on the window right next to me. I gave her the finger and let it slowly rotate as she went around the car. But before I could even see what she wrote, she left. She headed back to the house. On the back window, she wrote, E-2.1. On the driver's side window, she wrote, S-3.7. On the windshield, she wrote, W-1.6. On the window next to me, she wrote, N-4.8. It took me a while to figure it out. I had actually to think like a Birkenstock-wearing gray ponytail type to get it. I figured she lived way the hell out in Cow Hampshire and she was into the earth and all that crap. And then I got it. She had written down the compass points. The numbers indicated how many miles to the next house. It couldn't have been anything else, I realized. And all I could think of is what Bobby would have said. He would have said, "This is a big, freaking teachable moment." I was supposed to understand some greater meaning. Teachers are always doing that. They look at you like this is the most important thing anyone ever said. Older people, Bobby says, always think they have the right to teach you something. But that's just one person using his or her power over another. He says the only things we draft people for in America are the military and the public school systems. I pulled down my pants. I know that sounds crazy, but I hadn't even had a minute to see the tattoo. That's where they finally tracked me down.